Welcome back to another episode of the Peak Signing Agents podcast. This time I am in beautiful San Diego. It is nighttime because I am at the Loan Signing System Conference. It just wrapped up. It was a great time. I was up on stage speaking about my marketing tips. So hopefully you were there, and I hope you got some great information there. A lot of great panels were there. Not only did we have people that were making six figures, we also had people making seven figures as signing service owners. We had meditation coaches, we had wealth management coaches, sales coaches that don't even do anything with the notary business, but they were there to speak to us, and it was a great time. Mark Wills, Roman Rosario, the founders of the loan signing system, they did a fantastic job. And I was talking to a lot of the ambassadors here, and in fact, they'll be coming on the podcast. A lot of them agreed that they would do the podcast. Just didn't get time to sync up that we could do it together live. We probably will in future times, but I'll be calling them and they will be coming on. We can be doing it together remotely. Anyway, I just thought I would share some things that I took back. In fact, I wrote down a lot of notes for future episodes as well, but I just thought, let me just share some conversations that I had. On the panel with me was a lady named Julie Shepard from Idaho, and she only works with signing services. She works not remote. She works a little she lives in a rural area a little bit. And one thing she said that she believes is the key to her success was that she takes everything that comes her way, whether it's general notary work, whether it's loan signings, whatever the fee is, she takes it. And I was very impressed with that, because you know what that equals is her making six figures a year for the last 4 years in a rural area of Idaho. She says her average signing appointment to get to is about an hour. She drives an hour all the time to get to those locations. But she said it balances out. And that's what I liked. She said, you know what? Sometimes I'm only going down the street for a seller packet and I'm getting paid $130. Sometimes I'm driving an hour away for $75, but it all averages out. She's making six figures. I was impressed by that. And that's something that I also believe in. I'm not ticky-tacky with my prices. I set my price. And if I have to go a little bit further than I would like, I do it because that's my price. But like she said, it balances out, because sometimes I'm only going down the street and it takes me 5 minutes to get there. Sometimes the signing takes me 15 minutes and I'm making $150 in 15 minutes. Sometimes I'm there for an hour. It all balances out, and I agree with her on that. And anyway, that's going to go into a little bit of the topic for this episode, because I had a few people, as I was walking around and talking, a few people were talking to me about pricing and about what the prices should be and how they should set their prices and if I agree with their prices. And for me, what works for me is I keep it simple. I just set one base price. I just keep it simple. And I had a few conversations with people talking about, I think I'm worth more, and I'm a big believer in knowing your value. Because I agree, I also know my value. There's certain prices that I don't do for the work, and it's not that I'm not above it. I just think that our role is more important than the fee that they're offering. Okay, let me just use an example, real life example. I'll see requests come in, $65 for a refi with scanbacks, and it's in another county. And for me, I'm just like, no, I can't take that. And I don't even care if it was next door to me. A refi with scans for $65. Even if it was next door to me, I wouldn't take it, only because, for principle, I just think we're worth more than that. And I wouldn't want to accept it because I don't want the signing service to think it's okay to charge that. But on the other hand, I don't know what the signing service is getting paid. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about that. I've been talking to a few notaries, like I said, but I did have a sit-down chat with David Sidney from Texas. I would consider him a friend of mine. We talk a lot. And he said the same thing. He said, I have my set fees, and sometimes I don't think it's worth it for me. I think my value is at a higher point where I don't need to accept that low of a fee. And I said, hey, if that's how you feel, I get it. And I just said, let me just kind of break things down for you a little bit, though, from the perspective of a signing service owner. I've now been running my signing service publicly to all my companies for 1.5 years now. And one thing I told them, I said, one thing I think a lot of signing service owners, when they start, a big mistake they make is they don't realize that we as the owners are the last to get paid. And I was telling David this, I said, me being the last to get paid means the people I care about the most are the last to get paid. The people I care about the most is my family. That means my family, who I care about the most, is the last to get paid. So who's the first that gets paid? Well, in my opinion, it's the notaries I hire and my schedulers, the people that basically are contracted by me. I think their family is also important. So I want to make sure that the notaries I hire, my schedulers that work for me, they're the first ones to get paid. I think that's very important. Because I was telling them, for example, you see your bank account, and your bank account looks really nice until payroll comes around, and you're like, oh, there goes all my money. I have to pay everybody. But anyway, the notaries, the signing agents, my scheduler, they're the first ones to get paid. Then it's my overhead. It's the platform I use. It's my E&O insurance. My E&O insurance, just to be cautious, covers everyone I contract. So I have to pay my E&O insurance. I have to pay, other overhead, my mobile office. There's, everything that comes with running a business, that's part of my overhead. And I have to pay all that. So again, I was saying, the first people to get paid are the signing agents, my scheduler, the platform I use, my insurance, all of it, my mobile office, all other expenses. And the last one to get paid is me. And if I'm the last one to get paid, that means my family is the last one to get paid. So I have to set a margin that makes sense. And I go, and every state is different. Every state is different. And sometimes a notary in maybe a smaller area, they want a higher fee. There's not a lot of options for me. I have to kind of pay that fee or try to negotiate them with that fee. Sometimes I have to go back to my client and say, hey, there's, this area is a little tougher. Can we raise the fee? But I also don't want to do that often. So sometimes I'm eating into my cost. I'm eating into my profit to hire that notary. And I eat that cost because I don't want to always be kind of really ticky-tacky with my clients. So I'll use a real life example again. In my area, my base rate is $150. Now, there are signing service owners, again, I'm in San Diego right now, so let's just use that. They're getting paid $200, $250, $300. And let's just say if I'm getting paid $150 and I'm paying the notaries $90 to $100, and the signing service owners here in San Diego, they're getting paid, let's just say $200, and they're also paying $100, right? They're getting a little bit more profit than I am. But also their cost of living is higher. But not every signing agent realizes that. They think we're all getting paid $200, $300, and that's not always the case. So I was telling David, like I said, hey, listen, I'm only getting paid $150. So if I'm paying a notary $100, that's already 2/3 of the fee I'm getting is going to the signing agent. The other third is going to my scheduler who's working. The other third is going to all my other overhead expenses. And whatever's left, it's usually a smaller portion, is going to me. And we said, oh, I didn't realize that. When you break it down like that, it's a little different. I said, I get it. I said, okay, not everyone understands that. That's why I thought, I'll talk about this on this episode. And I want to give a shout out also to the signing agent owner or the signing service owner friends before me that gave me a lot of advice about this. Robin Schmidt from Colorado, Laura Testaderi, and Kimberly Sennett from California. They was people that I looked up to when I first started my signing service. And I still look up to them. I really appreciate them. I consider them my friends. And one thing a lot of them told me too was, you know what? We just try to not profit, I'm sorry. We just try to make a gross, we want to gross make about $50 per signing on average. Sometimes you make 75, sometimes you make 100, sometimes you make 25, sometimes you make 20. Sometimes I've been almost even. I made just enough. I had to pay the notary, pay my platform, and I really ended up not making anything off of it. But the average is you want to gross about $50 per signing. And that was kind of a tip and that's still a rule I try to do to this day. They said that works for them. They've built great signing services companies, and it's just kind of a rule of thumb that I find a lot of other signing service owners do that I want to kind of do as well. But just I want to give that perspective, not sometimes or for another example, sometimes I'll call a notary that it's like a small, all right, this is a small seller package. I'm offering 75. Someone wants to counter back with 150. And I'm like, I'm not even getting 150. I'm not from California. I'm not from other areas that have higher cost of living and the title companies pay more. I'm not in these areas. I'm from Utah. You're asking for more than I'm getting paid. I'm just not going to do it. It's 20 pages. Do you want it or not? And that's how I have to talk sometimes too. A little bit of a negotiation. But I just want to share this little episode real quick before I head out, before I'm packing up and getting on a plane. Just wanted to share kind of an idea of our margins as signing service owners. We've got business margins we have to look at, and there's a lot that goes involved with running a signing service. It's more than I thought, but that's okay. I enjoy it. Sure, sometimes I think to myself, am I sure I want to run a signing service? This is the end of the month. We're here at conference at the end of the month. I'm also trying to have a little bit of fun, right? I'm in San Diego, so I'm trying to have a little bit of fun, and I'm still getting blown up. It is actually Sunday night. Here, it is 8 p.m. in California. That means it's 9 p.m. in Utah, where I'm from, and I'm getting emails on Sunday at 9 p.m. to schedule something on a Monday, tomorrow. So I had to come back to my room, get on the computer, and start getting some things booked. Hey, that's some of the pains of running a business. But then also at the same time, there's some joys. Flying down here, getting my tickets, getting my room. It wasn't a big financial hit to me because I knew I was going to learn a lot and I was going to take that back. But I know some people, they struggle to do things like this. Some people didn't come down to the conference because of financial reasons. And I'm very fortunate that's not a huge issue for me. And I was able to treat my family. I brought an escrow officer with me as well to be a guest speaker, and I could take them to dinner and show them some sightseeing, and I was able to do that. So there's definitely pros and cons of running a signing service. 9 p.m. on a Sunday, emails are a little bit of a con, but I got it booked in 10 minutes and not that big of a deal. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. I had a great time here. I hope you plan on coming to a conference. If you haven't yet, definitely consider it. You've got a year right now to plan for it. Let me tell you a little something. The conference was Saturday and Sunday. All right. Saturday was great training. We had panels, like I mentioned, of 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners. We had training on social media, branding, also on AI, artificial intelligence, and how to incorporate that into your notary business. And then at the end of the day, we had dinner, and we had a DJ and a party, and the bar. It's literally a party. People were dancing, having a good time. So not only were we working hard, we're playing hard. Sunday, we were back at it again, training again from 6-figure panelists, training from escrow officers, like I mentioned, meditation coaches, confidence coaches, sales coaches, and then a very inspirational story and an understanding of fear by Mark Wills, and then again Roman Rosario, the other co-founder, talking about how to utilize and automate technology for our business. I mean, a lot of stuff, and it's totally worth it. My wife didn't come this time, my family didn't come this time, and they regret it. They wish they would have came. Plus, the food scene in San Diego is amazing. I hope it's in San Diego again, and I hope I see you here next year. It's a good time. People are having a good time. People are mingling by the fire pits. They're mingling at the in the patios, at the bars. You need to come. I hope to see you there. You have a year to plan for it. Anyway, I know this episode was more based on kind of looking at the profit margins of a signing service. And, you know, some of these signing services are up and coming. In fact, I talked to a few people here that are just getting their signing service started. And so, you know, you gotta be gentle with them too. It's a learning process for all of us. We, as signing service owners, need to be patient with new signing agents. And veteran signing agents should be a little patient with new signing service owners, because remember, we're all working together. We're all working together. I know sometimes it feels like there is a separation, but I want you to know that really we're all on the same page. We're all working together. In fact, talking to a lot of signing service owners, they still will get signings from other signing services because they personally aren't that busy at a certain time. They'll take on a signing if the pay is worth it. Hey, we're all together in the same boat. And I just want to remind you that you are doing your best. Keep doing the best you can. All you can control is your action and your attitude. Your activity and your attitude is all you can control. That's all you can control. Can you do more? Maybe. Is there a little bit extra you can do? Sure. Are things tough right now? Sometimes they're tough, right? Sometimes business is tough, life gets tough. But if you just keep doing the best you can, it's worth it. Just keep moving forward. Sometimes moving forward are big leaps and bounds. Sometimes moving forward are baby steps, and that's okay. And sometimes moving forward means taking a couple steps back and then moving forward again. That's okay. Just keep doing the best that you can. You're a business owner, and there's a lot of positives with running a business, a lot of negatives with running a business. But I want you to know you have a friend in your corner, me. I'm your friend. I'm in your corner. Okay, I want to see you succeed as a signing agent. That's the purpose of my podcast. That's the purpose of me going on stage and talking today. I want to help signing agents. I want to help people. My coach, Mark Wills, that's his goal as well. His goal is to help 1 million notaries. That's his goal. And he genuinely means that. I'm telling you, as a personal friend of his, where we talk one-on-one, I get to see his personality. He genuinely wants to help people. I genuinely want to help people. And there's a lot of other signing agents, and you can meet them at these conferences, that want to help you as well. We're all friends. We all can get along. There's plenty of business to go around. We don't have to be competitors. And I just want you to keep doing the best you can, because I believe you are awesome. I believe you are amazing. Don't you forget that as well. And real quick, if you haven't yet, if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're on podcast, please give it a rating, share it. In fact, I want to thank everyone that was sharing my podcast, asking about my podcast while I'm here. People tell me that they enjoy the podcast. I appreciate, you have no idea how much I appreciate that. I really, really do. When I say it's my pleasure to meet you, I genuinely mean that. I enjoy meeting other signing agents and hearing from them and what they are doing. And you get that at these conferences. Please make it to the next one. Follow me at Peak Signing on all social media platforms. In fact, I'm going to be revamping my social media. I had great training about it here at conference. So I've got some great ideas I'm looking forward to doing to make it a little bit more entertaining and valuable for everyone. Keep being awesome. Catch you next episode.